We're not even part of the conversation. Rural America is not part of the conversation, especially not Indians, because they don't even know that there's still Indians out there half the time.
In the 39th year of the 20th century came the great
For additional information, call Rosie at 455-2143. This message is brought to you by Singing Horse Trading Post and Kaylee FM Radio.
Since time immemorial, the Sioux roamed the Great Plains of North America. After 160 years of abuse, lies, murder, attempted extermination, broken promises, broken treaties, and broken dreams, the Oglala Sioux now live in a small corner of South Dakota on the reservation called Pine Ridge.
We're the second largest reservation in the United States, but we are the poorest. We're running about 90% unemployment right now. Jobs are desperately needed for our people. 92% of our people live in the poverty level. We live in poverty, and with poverty comes everything else.
Social problems that exist on the res. No housing, no jobs, no opportunity. And the only pathways that exist out there is often the pathway to a gang, pathway to drugs, pathway to dropping out of school.
But there's nothing to do. There's no work. There's really nothing. There's very little opportunity to work. Most people live on the TANF program or the BIA grants.
That comes in only once a month, and it's only $189. Wait all month for that check, and it's gone in 2 hours.
Theirs is the only income, and they're providing for 2, 3, 4, 5 families.
It's not just jobs that we need. It's housing.
We don't have enough houses right now. I need 12,000 homes to meet our needs.
Because there's not one house for sale on Pine Ridge today. There's not one apartment for rent on Pine Ridge.
Reports of up to 23 people living in a 2-3 bedroom home.
There's nowhere else to live. A lot of people live in mobile homes, and in the summer it's like an oven.
We have people that don't have fuel, don't have electricity from last winter, and that's very difficult for the children, and I think this is where a lot of the abuse comes from.
Some people are so overwhelmed, so many stressors.
And there's been a lot of suicides here because of situations that have happened.
A lot of drinking, a lot of violence, things that children should not see.
There's a lot of gang activity. Young girls are being raped into gangs, they're beat into gangs.
Police departments. I have 52 officers for 48,000 people.
75% teen pregnancies.
The suicide rate is far beyond from the years that I've been on this reservation.
Despair. The kids, there is nothing here for them.
The kids are feeling hopelessness. Unfortunately, we have the worst health care in the world.
We can't meet the needs. We have people that are dying. We have people that can't get in to see a doctor. We do get some good doctors, but we burn them out. They don't stay long.
We don't have a ICU surgical place. Everyone's shipped to Rapid City, which is, like 100 miles away.
There's a lot of alcohol and a lot of drunks all the time, and a lot of people are dying.
Transportation is the biggest problem here. Our roads, we need a lot of improvements.
The CHR do not bring my medication. I have to go after it.
Some of them have to go up to 80 miles just to get to the hospital. They have to end up hiring someone to take them. We do have a transit system that is going right now, and that really helps. But it doesn't meet the needs of it. It doesn't run on weekends. It doesn't run everywhere.
We all know somebody who is affected by meth one way or the other.
There's a lot of drugs here, and that comes with the poverty, the alcohol, the drugs.
I know we have an 85% unemployment rate that mirrors an 85% alcoholism rate.
We have a lot of problems with alcohol. There's an age group out here, I would say about 24 years old to maybe 35 that absolutely have nothing. And so they're more dependent on alcohol than the older ones.
We're losing our children. Right now we're getting a number of children that are being born with drug addictions.
Babies being born, they were flowing out because they were addicted to meth or cocaine.
Their police and the caseworkers are overwhelmed.
Because of the poverty we have, our children are abused, physically, mentally, sexually abused.
There's a pure lack of places to place Native children when they end up in the system.
Most of our adult population are high school dropouts.
One of the things that's very hard to recruit teachers to come to the reservation because we don't have housing.
But they only have like 8th grade here, that's all.
8th grade graduates, for them to go to school, they have to travel a distance. Pine Ridge is about 30 miles away, Red Cloud 35, or Little Wound, which is maybe 20 miles away.
The bus comes down here, but when it's a lot of snow, they walk up there.
My dreams are to have a better life and not be on the res.
It's time to stop talking and start doing.
I think the way forward is job opportunities. If our kids don't have a work ethic, we continue to promote the welfare system.
People are trying their best to implement things that will be positive for the children and the grandchildren.
It's not about Band-Aids. It's not about handing out backpacks. It's about creating new entire systems that allow our own people to uplift ourselves out of poverty and to create pathways so that we can change the game for the long run. But the key is empowerment.
We need strong young leadership with new ideas. We need somebody with business experience to teach them. The workforce is there, but we just have no leadership.
And that's what it's going to take. Awareness, education, that we're not all drunks, that we're not dirty Indians, that's a stereotype, that we have a culture that's very rich, that our language is still here, our children, our future, they're the most precious things to us, our children and our grandchildren, and that's what we base everything on.
We might not have what everybody else has, but we have one another.
We're a spiritual people, even though with all of our problems.
We're rich in culture.
Come from a place of hope, not from a place of fear. And really take some responsibility for what's going on here on our res. I mean, in the end, it's like, we live here, I have children, and there's nowhere else in the world I want to raise them than right here. So I better work pretty hard to make this place a better place.
And the Creator gave us everything that we need. The laws, the values, the ceremonies, the language, in order to live in balance and in order to be good relatives, not only with one another, but with all of creation.
How long are you going to let other people decide the future for your children? Are you not warriors?
Join True Sioux Hope Foundation in breaking the cycle of poverty and despair. Invest today in providing a future for the children of Pine Ridge. Join us in providing hope.